What's up, world? I'm just gonna lay down here because I am not adjusting this camera anymore. But I am going to my compost and I am getting more of it, and I'm kind of getting all of the larger chunks out, but keeping the other chunks that are needed, because we want a chunky soil for the Thai Con that I am repotting today.
Savvy production.
And again, I love my coffee compost. It has a lot of different nutrients, as I've gone over in my previous videos, that you can always check out in the playlist. You can go to the Backyard Garden Jungle playlist and see all of the processes that I have gone through 5 or 6 months ago to get to this point of a nutritious, healthy, awesome, if you will, compost that I've been, dumping coffee in every single day to get those nitrogen levels up, to get that phosphorus level going. I've added fertilizer, mulch to get that wood chunks, carbon, as well as your greens, your veggie scraps. So what I'm doing is taking that compost and sifting it, if you will, through here so that I can get the smaller, finer bits that have composted well. And I'm gonna put that in the bottom of the pot for my Monstera Thai Con for this repotting and restaking. Stay tuned. All right, just to give you an example, I'm taking this through there. And again, I'm using what I have on hand, and I'm just gonna shake it into, it has holes all over it, so regardless of which way I lean, this is going to keep giving me those little scraps that I need, and keeping all of the chunkier ones that I don't really want, because I'm also keeping it in its chunky mix that I originally made for it. So yeah, and now I'll just go out and pick out any additional things that I don't want in there, just so that I'm getting the finer, more potent parts of the compost. The self-made soil, the coffee compost. Yes, and that's good. That's enough. I'm not going to use too much of it. But this is one of the ways that I've been able to cut the cost of my soil. I really don't buy soil anymore, nor do I buy fertilizer, but that's going to be on another video that I want you to stay tuned for, of how I created my own fertilizer. So let's get into this repotting. Now that we got the soil ready, the medium, let's get into the repotting and the staking of the Thai Con in a very fantastic way, if I may say so myself, because I tried to put a lot of time and effort into creating this here stake so that it can sit comfortably and not have to be moved once we put it in its spot. Now what we have here, this is a little contraption that I've made from a cigar box. And the only thing you have to do is take off, say I'm gonna take it off, I'm gonna separate all the parts so you can see it. And this of course is the little catch tray for all the water, so you don't have overflow when you water your plants, that I'm gonna put back under it. And again, this is clear. I keep this baby in a clear container, and the reason is so you can monitor the roots. And if you want to know more about this here container and how I got it, check out this video, and I go over everything. I even have a link there where you can get it yourself, either in the comments, or the comment section that I put. So check out that video so you can also monitor the root development, because this here plant is known for its issue of having root rot. So yes, you would want to get yourself a clear container. It will be helpful. And check out that video that I previously made to see how I got that and how I, have been successful with it. So what we're gonna do here, I just took off the top of this here box, and it's little screws right there. You just pull very gently and it'll detach. It's not permanently on there. So I took that part off, or you can leave it flopped open like that, but I just wanted to go ahead and take it off because it fits so snug. It's just perfect because it's gonna firmly hold itself in place, and that's what you want when you're dealing with your Thai Cons. You want to make sure that the lattice stake or whatever you have is very firm and in place to where it won't fall over. You don't want to damage your plant. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm always on that search to find the back of the Monstera plant. I'm going to go ahead and take all of this here current medium. I'm just gonna loosen it up by just massaging it, being gentle with the leaves and the roots. And because it's such a chunky mix, it's gonna fall right out. The soil hadn't gotten compacted or anything like that. I've been monitoring it because it's in this clear container. All right, let's put that there. And I'm just going to gently get the rest of that chunky mix off of there, because now it's the time where you want to examine the roots even more. See if there's any kind of root rot of any sort. And fortunately for me, it's not. A good thing to do is make sure that your roots and the soil has completely dried out when you're watering your Thai Con. And that's another thing, you can monitor the moisture. You can see the moisture inside those clear planters. Again, why I recommend it, So I'm just going around looking at the roots. They're looking pretty good. Nice and healthy roots, that's what we want. All right, so I'm gonna use the same pot, so I'm just gonna take this baby, put it right here. And I'm doing this because the current stake that I had it on, it grew another leaf and it literally was growing on the side of it, and it started to tilt the stake that I had it on, and it was not making connection with it to grow up it. So that's what I am doing now. This here is how I'm gonna do it, because it's gonna give it a wider area, more opportunity to grab on to the stakes to grow up this here lattice. Now that we have, about 6 leaves growing, and they're spreading out. I'm trying to get them to come together. Togetherness is the best way to have it. I'm going to screw these into the box, again for extra security, extra stability. I'm just going to screw them right in there so that it goes through the wooden trellis and into the box. You gotta give it that extra support. You gotta be able to shake it. The back side of the plant, you see those nodes right there? All right, but you can see those nodes. So I am gonna angle these 2 nodes along with this new one that develops right there to the plank. I'm gonna lean this, have it make contact with the plank. Soil in the back of the plank so that it can stand upright, which is what I'm doing now. I put a lot of the chunkier sticks in the back of the plank because they're a little sturdier. They can help it stand upright. Now let's see if I can get it in here. Now I'm gonna continue to fill in the other parts of the soil with the chunky mix. Weekend, now it's back to the grind and the hustle, you know. And of course, while you're doing all that hustling and grinding, always remember to give yourself a break and do something that you are passionate about. Keep those passions going, you know, doing things that bring you a particular specific kind of happiness, you know. Don't ever forget to add a lot of happiness in your life as you go about these different tasks that we have to complete on the day-to-day. Be very beneficial to you. Mental health, baby. Peace to the mind is what you want. I'm gonna give a very special shout out to all of my plant family that are subscribed. I thank you all so much for the subscription. And if you hadn't subscribed already, please do so. I will be grateful for it. I want to keep growing with my plant family, you know, and inform you and help you along the way as you inform me and help me along the way. And yeah, this here is a repotting and a restaking that can most definitely deliver support, because these are growing crazy, and I may end up tucking them inside the trellis here. But it gave way more, this gives much more support with the 1, 2, 3 trellis stakes, so it can grow up and maintain structure without falling over with just the one stake. You want to get some other ones in there, as well as additional growing area up here, you know. And of course, over time I'll have to get a even taller one, but hopefully that won't be too soon. Or I love growth, so hopefully it is soon. But I'm looking forward to the point that I can actually cut at the node and start propagating this baby in water and see how that does. Propagation Nation, I want to give a shout out to Crumbelina. Great talking to you. Thank you so much for that awesome comment. That is a lot of motivation and I appreciate it. Matter of fact, for my subscriber that left that very positive comment, thank you, Crumbelina. I got something I want to show you. I know how you was talking about the Propagation Nation and how you're going to get yourself a Raven ZZ, and I commented and told you that I am propagating the Raven ZZ via just the leaf clippings, all right? And this is what I have here, you know. Shout out to Propagation Nation. This here is 3 leaves from the Raven ZZ that I have, that I propagated. You know, I just put aluminum foil in there and poked some holes in there to put the leaves. This is how easy it is to propagate these. And over about 2 months or so, there we are. Yes. So that's how easy it is to propagate a Raven ZZ leaf. Appreciate your plant fam. And you all know what to do, right? Keep planting.
Add section.